It's CCSD Today with your host, Erica Taylor. This week, get valuable information for the new 2015-2016 school year. Hear from the Executive Director of Nutrition Services, Walter Campbell. And learn about centralized registration with the Director of Operational Planning, Sean Hughes. CCSD Today starts right now.
Welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and we are so excited about the 2015-16 school year. So we wanted to provide some information to our parents about what they need to do to get ready for school and information that they need to know to make sure that their students are ready for the best school year ever. Stay tuned. You're watching CCSD Today, and we'll be right back.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick.
And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me.
Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Chevy. You've got a friend in the car business.
Welcome to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and we are so excited for the 2015-16 school year to begin. Joining me now is Mr. Walter Campbell, who's the Executive Director for the Office of Nutrition Services here at Charleston County School District. Mr. Campbell, thanks for joining me.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, I know I'm excited for the new school year, but you all have been working since May doing some great things for our students. So let's talk about what you've done over the summer.
Oh, we've had a great summer. It's our busiest summer season, and we reach about 130 summer camps during the summer. We'll serve over, it looks like right now, over 110,000 breakfasts and definitely over 200,000 lunches this summer to all these camps out in the Charleston County School District area. So and they're hot meals too. So it's 5 days a week with hot meals. It's a great program. And we switched over to hot meals probably 4 years ago. Okay. And our participation increased, and that's the point. We're gonna reach more children.
Right, because we do know that unfortunately the meals that students get at school, breakfast and lunch, and then even for our supper program, may be the only meals or some of the only meals that our students are having. So I mean, what you do is phenomenal, and for that we appreciate you. So let's talk about the school year. We have some great programs and a new program that we're going to start. So talk about that a little bit.
Our new program, which is called Community Eligibility Provision, or CEP.
Okay.
It's a program that started in 2012, and it was tested in a few states, 4 different states. And it allows the school district, either in whole or in individual schools, right, to have where every student gets a free breakfast and a free lunch, no matter what their status is. Right. So, and probably the biggest, most positive point is it takes away the stigma of the free and reduced program, because all the children in the school will be free. So it's been going on since 2012. South Carolina got offered it last year. Some of the kinks got worked out of it last year. We didn't participate last year, but this year it's going to be in 41 schools. It'll reach over 20,000 students. So if a student walks into, let's say, Stalls, one of the CEP schools, that don't have to send in an application for free and reduced at the school, their student from day one will be free, breakfast and lunch. They'll get a free breakfast and a free lunch. And so we're going to be reaching a lot more students. Right. They get breakfast so that they're ready for school.
Right, and that's so important because, if students are hungry, they aren't paying attention in first period or second period or at the beginning of the day. And so we have to make certain that, we do all that we can to prepare them for school. But you've also, and I'm so excited about that program, but I mean, you've done some creative things with the menus because, before, you'd hear students talk about school lunch and not being that great. But I mean, your chefs and the cafeteria managers that work for you have done a phenomenal job of being creative with different ingredients and different genre of different foods. So talk a little bit about that for me.
Well, we actually tested a from-scratch menu last year in 10 of our schools.
Okay.
But now we've merged our regular menu and our from-scratch menu together. So all schools will have the same menu.
Okay.
Our main items, probably our most popular item last year, was our orange chicken. Okay. And it's not a chopped and pressed chicken. It's 100% white meat, all muscle, which a lot of people look for,
Right.
and it's very few preservatives. And then around that, we're placing a lot of fresh items. We'll buy this year, fresh fruits and vegetables, we'll buy $1.2 million worth of fresh fruits and vegetables this year. And that doesn't even include our fresh fruits and vegetable program. It'll be in 20 schools. It's kind of a midday type snack program. And that's another $400,000 worth of fresh fruits and vegetables. So we're excited about the year.
And that's so great because, I mean, to be able to get an apple or an orange and it not being preservatives. I mean, I like fresh fruit, and I know my children do. And, you know, when they come home, sometimes they're snacking on an apple or an orange, and, you know, they got it from the cafeteria. So that's very important. Anything else going on that you want to talk to us about?
Well, we are in the process of, and students will take an apple and orange, but we found out that if we can, especially in elementary school age, if we can wedge it for them, we'll have more students taking fresh fruits and vegetables and eating them. So we're actually buying a wedger for all of our schools, and they should be in within the next month, so they can wedge the fruit easily for the students, and we'll think that'll increase the participation.
Right.
As far as other new things going on, we will be rolling out salad bars. We rolled it out in 10 schools last year. And to give you an idea, at a school like Mitchell Elementary that may have only had 3 or 4 students eating salads, now they have like 90 students eating salads. So we've developed the program. We're going to roll it out school by school and introduce it school by school. So we're going to be rolling it out in schools next year. So we're pretty excited about that too.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, you've done some phenomenal things in your 9, almost 10 years here with Charleston County School District. And I mean, each year is something new, it's something better. And I know that the best is yet to come for what you do here. And we appreciate all that you do. Thank you for talking about back to school, because it'll be here before you know it.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Not a problem. You know, you stay tuned. We're watching CCSD today, and you'll be right back.
Kiawah Cares represents a really unique way and an organized way for folks who live here on Kiawah to connect, partner, and help those who live in our neighborhood, which includes Johns and Woomera Island.
And the idea was that many, many people who live on Kiawah very generously work as individuals in the community. But we felt as a community association, we needed to do more in a unified way to be good neighbors. And out of that came the idea of Kiawah Cares.
They brought volunteers, but most of all, they brought love. They showed love, and they said, we want to be a good neighbor, and they have been a good neighbor to me and to this community.
Kiawah Cares quickly jumped on board and was really excited about the idea of supporting the local farmers and supporting the Johns Island community as well.
We're excited about the partnership, and we are in constant communication, updating them on things that we are working on, areas where I continue to see improvement, I share with them. And so it's like we are in tune, working together, one common goal, and it's all beginning to come together.
What it means to me to be a part of Kiawah Cares is I'm able to do things I wouldn't normally have done on my own. I get the sense of community when I work with them.
We're trying to put good people in touch with organizations that could use their help.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We're convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
Welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Erica Taylor, and now joining me as we prepare for the 2015-16 school year is Miss Abby Beckford, who's a registered nurse at Mount Zion Elementary School here in Charleston County School District. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to do it.
Great. So I know that a well-rounded student is so important, but a healthy, well-rounded student is important. And that's where you and your colleagues come in to make certain that that happens. So talk a little bit about that for me.
Well, the nurses in each school work with parents. We feel like we're a team to make sure that the kids are ready and able to learn through all aspects of health, nutrition, and their well-being, their emotional health. So we kind of
tag team it, huh?
Tag team it holistically.
That's awesome. So I guess the first thing when we talk about back to school is making sure that we have proof of immunization. So how would a parent go about doing that?
Most of the schools, if your child's been there for a long time, we have their immunization record. Anytime a child gets an immunization, parents should get that from the doctor and then put it right in their nurse's hand so that we don't have to call and say, you know, where is this immunization? So that's, you know, the parents working with us to make sure that we have the information that we need. DHEC is a good place to call and find out what their kids need. Their doctor's office, they're all up to date on what their children's immunization requirements are. And the school website has a load of information. And it's nursing services. You press on nursing services and it just comes up list by list of what their students need, and if they have any question at all, they just call their nurse and she can help them through that.
Perfect. And so I know this is I wouldn't say a local show because, you know, it's also on the school's website, and so we have families from all across the state and even the nation who are looking to possibly move to Charleston and may have you know, access to the information that we're talking about now. But for those parents who are moving and maybe may not be from the state of South Carolina, they would still call nursing services to find out what they need to do to make sure records get transferred.
Yeah, that's the best place to start, is always talking with their nurse. And usually we can write them out because, you know, some moves are quick and not really thought out. Usually we can write 30-day extensions. You just have to work with the nurse that you are going to be working with.
Well, awesome. Is there anything new coming up this year? I know a few years ago it was mandated that 7th graders had to have a specific type of immunization. Is there anything similar to that going on this year, or are we pretty constant with what we've been doing over the last year?
This year, South Carolina state law has stated that 7th, 8th, and 9th graders have got to have the Tdap immunization, and they won't be getting their roster for school unless they can show proof of getting that immunization. DHEC is very serious about everybody coming in with that. So the Tdap is tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, which is whooping cough. And so, yeah, that's new this year for those 3 grades.
Wow, and I know you all have been very aggressive with getting that information out, but again, that information is on our website, and you all have shared it with teachers and principals at the school so that they could let their students know.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if there's a parent, speaking of this specific immunization, that needs to have their child immunized, where do they go if they don't have a doctor that they can call? Or where can children get these shots? Or what do they need to do that?
South Carolina DHEC has clinics, and their number is 1-800-868-0404.
Okay.
They just need to call up and get an appointment. And even if they can't get the appointment before school starts,
Right.
as long as they have their appointment, that's a good thing. They just take the appointment card to the nurse and say,
Perfect.
you know, we're working on this.
Perfect.
But there's still quite a bit of time. The kids have, 3 more weeks before they go back to school.
Right.
So hopefully that'll get done prior to school.
Well, perfect. Is there anything that I haven't asked you as it relates to nursing services and what you do to prepare our students to come back to school?
No, but I would again recommend the school website, because it really is a wealth of knowledge.
Perfect.
Any question that you have is answered on there, and even better, make friends with your nurse and talk with your nurse.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Mrs. Beckford. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned. But again, let me repeat that number for you. If you need to have your child immunized, you can call 1-800-868-0404, and you'll have more information there. Stay tuned. You're watching CCSD Today, and we'll be right back. I just want to share with you some great resources that you as parents and guardians can use to make sure that your students are prepared for back to school. First off, we have First Day Festival 2015. The event is on August 16th, 2015 from 1 to 4 at Liberty Square. Over 1,000 students are served. This event is sponsored by the City of Charleston in partnership with a lot of other partners as well as Charleston County School District. During First Day Festival, there are boat rides, students have access to free school supplies, healthy snacks, there's a kids zone which is full of games and activities, and you'll have an opportunity to hear from our mayor, Mayor Joe Riley, and our superintendent of schools, Dr. Postlewaite, who will address the community and give exciting updates about what's in store. We also have Hootie's Homegrown Roundup, this 8th annual event, which will be held on August 8th at Burke High School from 12 to 4, will serve between 1,000 and 1,500 students. And during the roundup, students will have access to free haircuts, school supplies, uniforms, dental and eye exams, but only 11 participating schools will have access. So to find out if your child's school will be able to participate, go to our website, check the Back to School Events webpage. And lastly, another big partner is Hands of Christ, and they provide free uniforms for students who qualify for their support. I just talked about 3 partners, but there's so many more who support our students during this very special time of the year. Check out our website, go to the Back to School link, and you'll find a growing list of partners who help our students and where they can find resources to make sure that they are ready for the best school year ever. Thanks. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more CCSD Today in just a bit.
Kids learn it at their own pace, to remediate, on their own, see their own results, celebrate their successes right there.
I think it's easier for me to do things like online, like it captures my attention better than like doing it in books.
It's just made it easy. It is. It's made it easy, and the kids like it.
There are a lot of pictures. Sometimes it can be really funny, and some stories are make-believe.
I would never have believed that we would be a school that would be fully, implementing technology in every classroom. So we did it, and it's due to McGraw-Hill.
Some problems are tough. Reaching your customers shouldn't be. Blue Wave and Comcast have the creative edge to make you stand out from the crowd and connect with your customers. Whether you need a commercial for television, video for your website, or a custom-made website, we are the easy solution for every advertising problem.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year. But that won't be me. Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Subaru of Charleston. You've got a friend in the car business.
We're back with more CCSD today, and we're talking about back to school. And now joining me is Mr. Kurt Norman, who's our Director of Student Transportation, who's going to talk a little bit about something that I know that you parents are interested in, how our students are going to get back and forth from school to home and home to school. Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.
Now, I know you have a huge job in terms of transportation and making sure that our students get to school safe, but let's talk a little bit about it.
Love to.
First of all, any new changes this year?
We are going to have several changes.
Okay.
That'll benefit the students. For instance, last year at Lang Middle, we had some ride times that were nearly 2 hours.
Okay.
By going to some centralized pickup points where the parents would bring them to, let's say, a school, we reduce some of those times down to 29 minutes.
That's awesome.
So we save 75% of the ride time. So instead of the little children getting on the bus early in the morning, they were able to sleep in an extra hour, hour and a half, and it really made a difference. So we're going to expand that model this year.
Great.
Additionally, the state does not provide transportation to students who live inside 1.5.
That means like 1.5 miles to a school?
From home to school.
Okay.
And in the past, we have offered that courtesy to do that. We're going to re-examine some of those because it's kind of like when you speed, you get a traffic ticket from the state. When we pick up children inside 1.5 miles from the school, we also are heavily fined.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that we're obeying all state laws and regulations.
Okay. And so do we know the possibility of impact for that?
We do. Some students that previously received courtesy bus stops will not be receiving those anymore.
Okay.
But when the bus stops are posted on the website and in the print and Post and Courier, people will be able to see exactly where the new bus stops will be.
Right.
So every year, bus stops are established where the students live.
Right.
So sometimes parents will move into a neighborhood and people say, oh, the bus stop is at so-and-so. It may not be. So we need to pay special attention when the bus stops are published from your school and in the newspaper and on our website.
Okay.
That they look for up-to-date information.
And I guess that is important because your neighbor may say, oh, go down to the closest, grocery store, and that's not where the bus stop is anymore. Okay, I got you. Any other changes this year?
Well, one of the things that a lot of people are confused about, I've been confused about it, is when do you stop for a bus?
Okay.
If it's coming your way, do you stop? Do you keep going?
Right.
It used to be if there was a median in between on a 4-lane highway that you didn't have to stop.
Right.
But the law now is that if it's a 4-lane highway, you can, and you're coming against the bus, you can keep on going.
Okay.
If you're on the side of the bus, then you must stop. On a 2-lane road, you have to stop both directions.
Wow.
And the fines are pretty severe by the state, so parents really need to look at that. In addition, we're going to probably beta test some onboard cameras, so if people are violating that, then we'll be able to observe and report that to the police, because it is a dangerous situation.
Absolutely. I know that we have such a a responsibility when it comes to student transportation. And so I think we're getting some new buses this year. I know you're excited about that.
We are.
Okay. Talk about that.
For the first time ever, we're going to get some clean, modern, propane, air-conditioned buses.
Wow.
Part of the new contract with Durham, we're going to bring 50 new buses in. We're also looking long-term. We know the state buses break down. It's not the Department of Transportation's fault. It's the state legislature doesn't fund the buses the way they should. So we kind of felt like we've been playing victim, and now we need to look at doing something of our own. And so we might start acquiring our own fleet of buses, and that's real exciting to me. Because the job we have is to get children to school safely and on time. And when they're not in the classroom, it's not a good situation.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that I know that a lot of parents monitored in the spring were the bell times for some schools, and just on a high level, let's talk about when that will happen and go into effect so that parents are aware.
There are really not going to be any changes first semester.
Perfect.
So after Christmas, there probably will be changes in District 10 and 4 in North Charleston.
Right.
We're going to have some minor changes out in the Hot Gap area.
Okay.
And those parents are already aware of that.
Right.
But for the most part, there's not really going to be any wide changes district-wide in the first semester. Second semester, like I said, it's only going to affect District 4 and 10.
Perfect. So I have a unique question because I have 2 small children, or for a child riding the bus for the first time. What advice would you have for parents just to make sure that, you know, I know they know their child is going to get on the bus at the appropriate stop, but, you know, what happens when they go to school and come back and, you know, they see a lot of buses on their way home? What do you think we should do?
You know, Erica, the children are so excited to be on a yellow bus. It's really exciting. So they come out the door the first day and they get on the bus and they go to school and they come out and now there's 27 yellow buses and they don't know which is theirs. So I suggest that parents, when they take their child, especially kindergarten young children, take them to the bus stop that first morning.
Okay.
They introduce themselves to the bus driver. Make sure that the child makes some facial recognition with the bus driver.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they can say, "Oh, I ride Miss Peggy's bus."
I got you.
It'll make it safer for them and more secure and welcoming. Be good opening to school for the child on the first day.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all the information that you've provided to us. I mean, I know as a parent, I'm excited. My children don't ride the bus to get to school and to go home, but when they go on field trips and they get on the school bus, they're like, "Mommy, I was on the school bus." So hopefully eventually they'll have that opportunity, because I know that they're going to be safe because of the measures that you all put in place to ensure that. So I appreciate all that you do for us.
Welcome.
Not a problem.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Thank you. And thank you for watching CCSD today. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more exciting what you need to know for back to school in just a bit.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Locally sponsored by Ford. Ford is in the race for the cure.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We're convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
We're back with more CCSD today, and we're still talking about this exciting 2015-16 school year. So now joining me is Mr. Sean Hughes, who's the Director of Operational Planning, and he manages registration centers that the district sponsors. Talk to me a little bit about what those are.
Sure. So in our high growth areas, specifically this year, District 4, which is our North Charleston and Latson areas, we centralize the registration process so we can do a one-stop shop for all the new students coming into the district.
Perfect.
That center is at Lambs Elementary this year off Dorchester Road. And at that center, parents can come in, register their children, see a nurse, get all their health records done, and sign all their affidavits, and get, really, it's a one-stop shop where everyone can get registered and set up for school, one time in, and that's it.
So they don't have to once they leave the center, they don't have to go to their home school.
They don't. The only reason they would go to their home school is to take a tour and to meet the principal. But those principals have left information packets that we give the students and the families for the District 4 schools. In the future, we hope to expand these centers around the district. In the other districts, what we're doing is just having students register at the school. And again, the registration center is meant to handle the high growth areas.
Awesome. I mean, have you had any great feedback from it?
We've gotten a lot of great feedback. We've had a lot of happy parents, a lot of happy students, people who are very appreciative that they don't have to run around town and try and figure out the process. They can go one place, get all their questions answered, and be in and out very quickly.
Perfect. And so the registration centers run most of the summer?
Sure. They started back in June, and they'll end at the end of this month in July. July 31st is our last day, at which point we'll transition back to registering students at this individual schools.
Okay. And so what do you think would determine whether or not we do expand? Because I think what you just explained is important, you know, to be able to provide one place for parents and students to go, especially during the summer, especially because of being in Charleston, the temperature, you know, you have all of the people that parents need to see in one place. And I mean, I think when we talk about customer service, and that's what we always try to do and provide the best, I mean, you know, what else can we say? So, I mean, I'm excited, and what do we need to do to make sure that we can do this in other areas?
Sure. Well, I think you hit on it with customer service. It's a big customer service initiative that the district's doing, and I think that we'll see it naturally expand next year. I know that there's a lot of district support for it, and I think just a successful summer that we've had in District 4 will show the other districts. That's a really good thing, and all the positive feedback we've gotten from the parents, and it takes a lot of the burden off the school staff and allows them to have a true break and then to really prepare for school without having to worry about all the enrollment paperwork.
That's awesome. Yeah. Anything else you want to share, Sean?
Just that we're really excited to have the registration center up this year, and we look forward to expanding it next year.
And so let me just ask you while I have you, because you know you do play a huge role in opening schools and back to school. I know you're managing the registration centers, but as the Director of Operational Planning, what are you doing in your office to make sure we're ready to go back to school?
Sure. So one of the big things operational planning does is squares away enrollment projections with building capacities and building utilization. So we're working with the principals over the summer and throughout the fall to make sure each student has a seat and that we have adequate space, and that we're planning for the future and growing our district facilities and supporting our district facilities in the way that we need to keep up with the growth in the area. And so that involves us working again with the schools and very closely with facilities and capital programs.
Wow. Well, I'm excited. I know some of the projections I'm hearing are going to have us at 50,000 plus. And so, you know, I'm just ready to see all of those smiling faces on August 17th.
There's going to be a lot of them.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Sean, for joining me. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more CCSD Today.
Here's a question for you. What does this look like? It may look like a blank screen, but it's really an opportunity for you to reach your customers. With a great television commercial, video for your website, or website design, Comcast and Blue Wave Productions can create the right message to get you noticed. Call today and take the opportunity to make your business stand out from the crowd.
I don't know about you, but I am so ready for the 2015-16 school year to start. We are expecting more than 50,000 students who will become a part of the Charleston County School District, and we are so excited. I can't wait. I know you can't wait. Thanks for watching. We've had an exciting show. It's been a pleasure being your host. I'm Erica Taylor. We'll be back with more CCSD Today next week.